Hey guys, Takana here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy II! Now that we're in the Mysidan Tower, before you go any further, once we finish this tower, all the enemies in the overworld are going to change. So if you have missed any of those monsters that you want to fill out in the book there for the PlayStation users, well, you're going to want to go take care of that before you go any further into this dungeon. So, just a little note there before we get going. A lot of the initial enemies here are going to be werewolf, but it'll be a lot of the monsters we fought around Mysidia. Werewolves, you can see, poison you. I think the first 3 floors are pretty much werewolf. They don't have... I don't believe they have any weaknesses, as far as I remember, anyway. But they're not too hard to deal with, just I think it's the weak poison they hit you with. So yeah, I think you can start running up with imps. Those guys are the biggest issue in this place. They can cast charm on you, which will potentially confuse people. So just, if you see those guys, take care of them first, and they're pretty much strong. I want to say to fire at least. I think ice does normal damage, but they don't have super high HP anyway, so... But yeah, here we go. Easy enough. And I'd say conserve MP. It is a fairly long dungeon, but it's not horrible, especially now that we have our black mage there with the Aspel spell. Oh, it is the strong poison. And unfortunately, heal is still very far away from carrying stone. It's probably not going to even get there by the end of the game, so... Unfortunately, we're kind of stuck with it. Goody! Just what I needed, a cane! And for the Mysidia Tower, I think I'm going to try to work on Furion's MP growth there. He's a little bit behind, like I've said in previous episodes. More HP is pretty much just a luxury at this point, just to make the elixirs later in the game more useful. But here we have a white robe, something that's actually useful for once. You're going to want to give that to your white mage, as it boosts soul by 10, and in addition to that, not only being extremely better defensively than absolutely nothing, it will give you some protection against status ailments too there. So that is a really piece of equipment for your white mage there. In case you're wondering the other battles I'm running up with in here, the bomb Gigas combo is pretty common. There'll be 3 or 4 bombs in the back row, then 1 of the regular Gigas, which are pretty much a non-issue at this point. Just fire on the bombs and then go all out against the Gigas. He'd be lucky if he even hit me at this point. But I'm also meeting up with the Bighorn Flyer combination, and that's pretty much it. And another Bomb Gigas combination there. These torches are creepy, they don't even move. And we have various flame equipment on this floor, the bow and the spear, if you, for whatever reason, need one of those. And all sorts of secret passage. And somewhere around here. There we go. Some of it can be helpful in the later sections of the tower, but I'm pretty much collecting it for NPC food there. Flame shield, if you want to give that to somebody instead of having flame resistance, you can have ice resistance. Whatever. I prefer to have everybody largely the same. Just give Maria the ice shield if I actually have one. I don't recall if I do or not. I think we find one later in here. It's just more convenient to have everybody strong to one thing, especially fire. There seems to be a lot more enemies that use the breath attacks. They're not so heavy on the ice breath. The lava here just does 1 damage per floor, so not really crucial. And as you might expect, the furthest door is the key. I guess I can... Hello. And here we have another new enemy, a Div Flower. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be devil or whatever. Now, Fire 8... I think it might have a little bit of trouble... getting rid of them, even though they are weak to fire. They have considerably high HP. And once again, these guys, I believe, can also confuse you. Oh, crap. Critical hits. There we go. Poison and Confused Touch. Goody. Yeah, let's just cure him, why not? Double fire after that. Should be enough to drop the top one at least. Fortunately, you don't meet up with huge groups of these guys, like you might be able to with the imps later. So if you run into a large group of imps, that's a battle I would consider running from, just to prevent the... There we go, all set. Just to prevent the charm spam, which will likely happen in that battle. And just for the sake of boosting MP, potentially. Quickly. Maria, quickly. Don't get stabbed by Richard. There we go. Hooray! And if I didn't say so, you can also meet up with the jelly monsters once again in here, but meh. All stuff we've dealt with before, so nothing really critical. And here's a couple imps. I didn't show them off. We could have met up with them around Mysidia again, but... let's see. I believe a guy with the Earth Sword can take one out himself. Yeah, I'll just send everybody else after the werewolf there. Ouch! Dude! If only I had that werestaff. Nah, screw it. Fire! Hooray! Alright. They don't seem to cast it that much, but, well, you know. I guess either way is fine here. Like I said, they're strong to fire, but, well, might as well get a little experience for it. Horrible damage. That's an instance I would usually use the Aspil spell when I know the enemy is going to die in that turn anyway. You know, you might as well. And the Flame Sword, which, well, Flame Elemental, you might have expected that. Plus considerably more damage. It's not a bad idea to keep the Wing Sword. Actually, I will do that. I'll keep the Wing Sword as a backup, just in case you are fighting fire-strong bosses. Hint, hint, hint. And yeah, there's a battle of 6 imps. I'd pass on that mess there. And we get the Flame Armor, if you want somebody to equip that. Not a bad idea at this point, honestly. And the Flame Helmet, which also protects you against flame. And in here, we have Scary Mage Guy. Just in case you're witnessing Kier get to level 7 on screen. And... yeah, just heal up, just in case. This guy's not really that difficult, but let us go at it. For when we talk to him... oh god, a Gigas! Oh, no, he's really not that bad. Switched over to the Wing Sword. I believe the Fire Sword will be doing less damage. As you might expect, the Fire Gigas weak to Ice. And also, this one is pretty easy to curse, so we'll give that a try in the first round. Especially if I can... ow. Get him? Yeah, there you go. Look at that! You can see why I like to get Ice as kind of a backup there. Yeah, I don't think the Flame Sword will actually heal him like you might think it would, but he's just strong to it. So we'll switch back to the Earth Sword. Guy's gonna get something better in the fairly near future also, but it'll be a little bit yet. And one more round, I think. Oh, or we could get him this round. Yeah, the Gigas there can hit pretty hard, but, well, once again, my evade is so frickin' high that he's gonna have a hard time hitting me with many hits at all. And this is also a pretty common battle, starting from this floor up. The Vampire Girls also we could have met up with around Mysidia. I don't recall if I showed them off, but they are undead, so you can use Kier on them. And once again, you probably remember the Mantis from the basement of Finn there. They're weak to ice, so how you handle that battle? Kier just for the sake of leveling or getting MP growth. The only thing to really worry about them is they can potentially, I think they can cast Charm. if I recall correctly, or they have a confusion move, so just be careful with them. And yeah, screw it, I already told her to cast ice. So. I was thinking about Aspel, but well, a little late for that. Alright. And I don't remember if I mentioned it also, but the Aspel spell, seeming how it is a drain type spell, don't use that on Undead again, because it has the reverse effect. I think I mentioned that, but it's worth mentioning again. And let's see. Yeah, let's take this first. This just leads to treasure. These ice floors just do 1 damage again. 787. Yeah, 786. Not to worry about it. And from here on, through the rest of the dungeon, you have a likelihood of running into Basilisk, which is why I recommended getting the gold needles here. Give the ethers there to Virion. If you need room, don't forget your guys can hold 2 things each, which you'll probably run out of room in this dungeon. There are 1.5 billion treasures in here, and we will collect them all! One of those for fun and profit speeches. And if we come around here, we can find a battle with a Red Soul, who ambushed me just to troll me there. Neato. But let's continue the treasure hunt. And another battle with 6 imps there. I got ambushed, and it looked like 3 of them decided to cast Group Charm 16, which, well, as you can see why I tend to avoid those battles. Not worth it whatsoever. And here we get the Ice Armor! But, yeah, you can probably tell my enthusiasm about that. Alright, progress a little further here. I don't know if I'm going to get to where I wanted to get to or not, hopefully. And it seems like you have a lower encounter rate when you're trudging through this stuff. It may just be my imagination, but, well, should have another, there we go. Alright. Still in pretty good shape. For the Ice Sword, which I want to give to Guy. It should be considerably stronger than the Earth Sword. Alright. 20 attack points there. Again, it's not a bad idea to keep other swords as backup, but, well, man. And I did get to where I wanted to get. As you might expect, this will be another Gigas battle, so I will heal up just in case. MP's doing fine. As it changes shape into the Ice Gigas. Pretty much, I don't want to say pretty much the same thing, but he is, really. I will switch back to the Flame Sword here. And, as you might expect, weak to fire. And you can probably guess how this is going to go already. Once again, he pretty easy to curse. And nuke! Yeah, I think he's got a little bit more HP than the Fire Gigas, but, well, yeah, I think the Fire Gigas could have casted Flame too, but, yeah, 23 damage, meh. And, ooh, cranking out the 30s. Tough guy here. And this round should finish him off. Death! And for defeating him, we get Passage Onward. Hooray! But we'll continue on with the Mysidan Castle Tower next time. Yeah, not castle, it's a tower. Mysidan Tower next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy II. It's Takamasak, and I'll see you later.